Look at a map and you know what China is, but China really is a group of countries. There's Han China in the east, which is the China we think about with Chinese. And then there are 4 buffer states: Tibet, Xinjiang, predominantly Muslim, Inner Mongolia, and Manchuria. And so what China really is an area to the east of where we think it should be, very heavily dominated by what are called Han Chinese, the real Chinese, surrounded by these subservient states that serve as a buffer. 15 inches of rain is about what you need to have in order to sustain agriculture. In China, there's a very sharp line. East of it, you've got more than 15 inches of rain. West of it, you have less than that. So if you take a look at where the Han Chinese live, they all live east of this line. Take a look where others live, they live west of it. That line defines the outer limits of Han China, and that is what defines China. Everything to the east of it is China, everything else is visiting. The real definition of wealth in China is the coastal provinces, the provinces that trade with Walmart and Carrefour and other companies. This is where the wealth is concentrated. Between the 15th Asiat and the coast, the average income of about 600 million Chinese is less than $2 a day. There's another group that makes between $2 and $4 a day. In other words, between this 15th Asiat, between the rain line and the coastal region, China has a lower standard of living than Bolivia. It's only that coast, which we visit, that everybody thinks is the real China. If you go to Shanghai, you say this is a first world country. Drive 100 miles west and you discover what it really is. China is actually surrounded. To the south, there are jungles that are impassable between Vietnam and Myanmar. To the west, southwest, there are the Himalayas. To the north is Siberia, nobody's going there. And to the west, there are thousands of miles of grasslands, really deserts, that keep them from going west. So the Chinese can't be attacked. They also can't attack anybody else. You don't attack across the Himalayas. So people talk sometimes about the India-China balance. There is no India-China balance. There is an iron wall between them. China is an isolated country, a large country, an important country, but it's not about to make war on anyone. If you take a look at the South China Sea and the East China Sea, you see that it can be sealed off very easily. China is a trading power. It has to reach the rest of the world. And it faces the United States Navy, which could, at any time it wanted, seal off those passages and keep the Chinese from trading. This is China's terror. So they try to expand their power in the South China Sea, East China Sea, playing around with islands. But they're really nothing, because the United States has a lot of carrier battle groups. The Chinese don't have any. And so the Chinese Navy is a theoretical threat. It's not a practical one.